I bet you think you're improving your posture, don't you? Well, you're not. You're doing nothing. Absolutely nothing. Nothing, 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 nothing. Hi guys, Tom Morrison here, and here is why your posture corrective exercises are not working for you. If you're trying to do massive sets of 25 to 50 reps, you'll get nothing from them. What most people accidentally do is use too much momentum and try and throw themselves into the ranges when they really need to be spending the most amount of time in the end range, because that is where the benefits come from. The aim of posture corrective exercises is to teach your shoulders how to be in a better neutral position, and then to train the muscles in the back in order to make that a more natural position to you, to counteract everything pulling around to the front, so that this becomes your new normal, and then your body's more likely to rest like that. So you're not walking around squeezing your shoulder blades like this all the time to keep everything nice and tight like that. You're just in a nice relaxed posture, but everything is pulled back into a better position. So we are going to go through 3 of the most common posture corrective exercises for you, and they're going to be the banded retraction circuit, the banded rotation, and also face pulls. And we're going to show you some common mistakes that we see with them and how to fix them. First, we have our banded retractions. Oh dear, Jenny, please stop. So what we have, if we just pause, go back to where we were, just pause. Our shoulders are slightly protracted here, and Jenny was going to, let's be honest, about here. We weren't getting any retraction in the back that we really want, so we want to start to fix all of that. So the very first thing Jenny's going to do is relax her arms a little bit. She's going to extend through her thoracic spine, so bring her sternum through to the front a little bit. Roll her shoulders up, then back, and then down. From there, less band. You're not that strong, less band. So from here, what she's going to do is get tension on the band, and she's going to go one side at a time first. Whenever we do this, we can get a bit more range. So if Jenny goes with her left arm first, she's going to pull her left arm and squeeze at the back position here. She's going to hold this position for a second before she goes back. She's more interested in this end position. If you need to adjust the band, that's totally fine. Keep the tension on the band the whole time, and then back. So we're going to do 5 reps here, and this is real-time speed that we're after. Slow, pause, squeeze, hold, because that's what you're interested in, that end part, because that ultimately is going to be what fixes you, not going to here or keeping your shoulders in that protracted position. We're looking for retraction and the shoulder blade to come across, okay, every time. So 5 reps on the left, and then 5 reps on the right. Sneaky bonus, it's always good to turn your head left and right every now and again to make sure your neck's relaxed. You make sure the shoulder keeps down, you're still trying to extend through the sternum, and you're squeezing back. So the hands, the palms now facing up to the sky. It's nicer to get a bit of external rotation in, because you're generally going around in a more protracted position with the shoulders internally rotated. So any external rotation position is going to be quite nice for this, and it's going to help to floss out the biceps too a little bit. So after we've done one side at a time, we then go both sides at a time. So now we're looking at the shoulder blades to come across and meet, if I can get out of Jenny's way, meet in the middle, okay? So you let things go across, pull back, squeeze, hold that end position every time. And again, hold, turn the head left and right, make sure the neck's nice and relaxed. Holding this back point every time, getting that full bit of range. This is the best way to get your shoulders to start pulling back. And what's quite nice, you don't need any equipment for this other than a resistance band. Awesome, so that is the retractions. And then we're going to move into some rotations. Next we have banded rotations. As you can see, Jenny wonderfully demonstrating them badly. We are turning an awesome rotational core exercise into an arm exercise. We do not want that. We want to use the correct posture. So first of all, slow down, Jenny, slow down. Then the rotation has to actually come from your torso first. So Jenny keeps her arms straight here. She reaches forwards, and then she rotates to a neutral position. Then she rotates her upper body. Then she pulls with the arm, and then she squeezes at the back position. You should almost start to feel that you're cramping in your lat as you actually do this. Then she brings herself back around nice and slowly. So you should start to get a stretch in the ribs here. If you want to have shoulders that sit in a better position, you want to make sure that you're opening up the ribs as well, so everything then comes back here. So that's what Jenny's starting to work on here. There's other little things to this as well that a lot of people miss. If Jenny was to just not really pay attention to her pelvis position, she could just arch her lower back and lean back into the movement to pull the band. We don't want that either. This is somewhere you can start to practice and getting rid of anterior pelvic tilts and all that stuff. Making sure you're in a nice neutral position, bum is squeezed, and you're focused on using the upper back to complete the movement and to pull back. Really, really good exercise. Again, make sure your neck's relaxed at any point, so you can keep the head forward, you can let the head come with you, it doesn't matter about that. It's more about that you're really feeling stretch in the ribs and that you're pulling back and you're squeezing and you're pausing in that end position, okay? So pulling exercises with thoracic rotation is absolutely great to do for your posture. There's only so much you can do by trying to just extend backwards. When you do one side at a time, you start to get more range. You'll feel like you can breathe better. Everything just improves from doing this stuff. So make sure you're taking your time, you're slowing it down, and you're really feeling everything having to work. It shouldn't feel comfy to do this. So if Jenny goes back to what she was doing before after doing a few reps like that, this is all just arm. We don't want just arm. We want to get ribs to do opening, the back to have to work, and you to have to really feel like you're shaking in that end position. So that's how you do the banded rotation properly. Finally, the face pull. As we can see, Jenny, not so good. So if you look at the shoulder blades as she's doing this, we are still in a protracted position. We're not getting any retraction from this whatsoever. So what we want to see is Jenny to extend through the thoracic again, roll her shoulders back that little bit, and then she slowly pulls and she pulls back and up, and then we get nice flat scapulas. So that is what we're after whenever we're doing this position. So it's all about slowing things down and starting to aim to improve your end positions so that you're actually going to teach your shoulders, this is nice, this is where we want to stay, rather than just doing all your exercises with your shoulders in that front position. So hopefully you can start to see why that wouldn't retrain anything, even though you're doing the pulling exercise, you're doing the face pull, that your shoulders are still in this position. So it's really important that you finish with everything pulled back and squeezed together. You pause in the end position, and again, bonus points if you turn your head and make sure things are relaxed. So that is the face pull. Make sure you're adding this little bit in at the end. Don't use a really strong band for this. You want to get range of motion, pause in the end position, and make sure your breathing is nice and relaxed as you do this as well. With all of these exercises, sets of 10 is more than enough. If you're adding pauses in the end positions and going slowly and being aware of what you're doing, you don't need to start adding a ton of reps to it. And if you do, you're going to start getting lazy. It's what everybody does, so there's no point in doing that. We are aiming for time under tension, so do not use momentum to get through the movements. Do not rush through the end positions, otherwise you're just wasting your own time. Keep that in mind anytime you're doing any form of corrective exercise. If you want to have structured follow-along workouts that include a lot of these things, then I would definitely recommend that you check out Stability Builder from our website.